The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
What the fuck are we gonna do now? Get high? Whoa! Happy Wednesday. Y'all expected Leo again, but guess what? He bought a house, so he's taking a little time off, which means you're stuck with me pushing the buttons.
What the hell's he doing? Packing boxes, unpacking boxes, and then repacking boxes and unpacking boxes.
Dude, man, he's got a lot of baby. He's got a lot of baby Yodas he's going to take care of.
Right?
The same.
He's got a baby Yoda proof the house.
He's got a baby Yoda proof the house. So, well, yeah, you heard those voices in your head, which means taking my place is
ta-da! I'm
Jar
here
Jar.
all month long. I'm sorry.
Me too.
Thanks. I think I have the best entrance on the intro, by the way.
Well, you do look the best in the reel. You're right. You're right.
Oh, thank you.
So, but
careful. We can scrap that.
I guess that means we have to talk to Jeff.
Right. And as always,
yeah, Wednesday. Is this the first? This is the first. No, it's the second Wednesday in March. I'm so confused.
Right. Well, that's what happens when you're on the road constantly.
Yeah, we got more shit coming up too, huh? Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So,
On the road
Bob,
again next week.
I'm really looking forward to chatting with this young dude. I'm gonna say, I grew up watching him. Every time my TV show got interrupted, basically.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knew
So
it
let's
was
just
time
bring
to
him
go
right
get-
in. Let's welcome Mason Reese or Reese.
You didn't
Reese.
you didn't screw his name up.
No, I know.
It was good.
It's pretty simple.
I love the backgrounds you guys have. Well, not you so much, but you know, everybody else.
Yes.
They're
And there
very-
he goes.
I
they're
just
very
go
trippy.
natural.
Yeah,
See?
they're very-
I just go natural.
No,
This
me
is
too.
actually the room I'm in.
Oh, that's a nice
Yeah.
room. That's
Yeah,
a
no,
nice
mine's
room.
not. I just looked up really cool 80s backgrounds.
Yes, I'm in my dining room, so it's very simple.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
How are you guys?
We're
doing well.
wonderful.
Fantastic.
How about
How
yourself?
are you?
Dude, I'm living in Florida. I'm living the dream.
You know, you look
All
good.
right, that's it. Show's
feel
over.
good.
Show's
Yeah, good.
over. He's in Florida. I quit.
I'm in paradise, living in paradise.
Right?
Do you have any Florida man stories? Any crazy shit happen around you?
You know, I will say one thing: the drivers down here are really horrible.
Yeah.
They're horrible. You know,
They're
I
all
think
fucking
it's-
old.
Well, I was just going to say that. I think it's because they really should not have licenses to drive anymore. Honestly, you know, these little old people, you know, who are barely looking over the steering wheel, you know, and it's
Through it. Yeah.
horrible. You know, I actually don't drive, but I take Ubers a lot, and you know, I have a little scooter that I putt around and stuff like that. But
Oh, nice.
you know, it's horrible down here.
So
It's
ahead.
got to be pretty bad having other people drive you too, though. Some of those guys just like first just got their license and they're just like, woo!
Well, yeah, I mean that's a possibility, but for the most part, the Uber drivers are pretty good down here. Pretty good.
That's cool.
And then actually, my older brother, who's 10 years older than I am, he lives in the same community that I do. So he's pretty much my chauffeur when I want to go places. I just call him up and I say, "Hey, Mark, are you available?" And he's like, "I'll be there in 5 minutes." So yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, it's great.
Nice.
that works. Is there a reason why you don't drive?
Growing up in Manhattan, in New York City, driving was more of a liability than an asset, you know?
Yeah.
And I did have a driver's license when I was 21 years old, but I literally have not driven a car since I'm 22, and I'll be 59 in about a month. So,
No way.
yeah, man. Yeah.
No way.
I'll be
I
50 in
don't
April.
believe that. I don't believe that.
It's because that makes you feel old, right?
Well, I'm 51, man, and I got more. Oh, well, that's because I was married with kids. Never mind.
Yeah. I still got all the hair.
Mason
We're
just
all
does
good.
the girls. He has tons of girlfriends.
Right?
Not tons. Sorry, I don't want to.
Right now, I'm actually single, but
So you can say tons.
All right, so tons of girlfriends.
I've had many of them. I believe it or not, this little mug has actually done okay with the women over the years.
Fantastic.
But
Yeah.
right now, I am actually womanless. I do not have one.
You don't
So-
seem too upset about it, though.
To all you single ladies out there, Mason's in Florida, and he's single.
I am in southern Florida, on the east coast of southern Florida.
Yep. And you're about the right height for a good woman too, right? See?
Doesn't even have to get
Say
on
no
his
more.
knees.
Say no more. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. I just adopted a puppy recently, so my
what
life
kind
is
of dog?
full of love.
What kind of dog?
Well, we don't really know. I mean, the veterinarian thinks that she's half French bulldog and half Chihuahua.
Oh, that's a fucking terror. That's a terror for you right there.
Oh, she
I have
is.
I have a French bulldog and love it to death, but god damn, they think they're like 50 feet tall and
Yeah.
they go
I don't know,
after
can you-
anything.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
can definitely see the Frenchie and
Yeah.
the Chihuahua.
Yeah, she's about 19 pounds. She's about 14, maybe 15 months old right now. And she is the queen of the castle. Believe me.
Nice, nice.
They all
Well,
are.
And her name is Lola because I named her after whatever Lola wants, Lola gets. So there you go.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well.
No, she's the only lady in my life.
Well, you won't be womenless if you take her to the beach in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Or just take her down to the avenue to an outdoor cafe.
There you
There you
go.
go.
For real.
Yeah.
Puppies and babies. They draw.
And I've never had babies, so there you go.
So puppies for you. I mean, we got a ton of people in the chat. Jimmy,
Oh, good.
Mr. Haunted's in the house. Let's see. Carol, Tom Stark, Lewis Levin. A lot of people making comments. I throw them up on the screen.
Two of those are very good friends of mine.
Oh, fantastic.
Well, that's why they're watching the show. I thought they were friends of ours.
Tom and Lewis are very good friends of mine. If the other one is, if her last name starts with an M,
yes,
then she lives in the same community I do. So I'm friends with her. Yeah, that's great.
Sounds like a happy little community.
Right?
Yeah, it's a 55 and over.
Oh, okay. All
Which
right.
basically is all of Florida.
Well, yeah.
True that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Now you in Southern Florida, Central Florida?
Yeah, I'm in a place called Delray Beach,
Beach, okay.
which is right next to Boca Raton, where all the old Jews go to die, basically. Like me. What happened was my older brother, Mark, who's exactly 10 years older than I am, he's been living here for about 5 or 6 years. And he called me up one day about 4 years ago and said, bro, I think you really would like it down here. I mean, it's a complete departure from New York City by all means, okay? And I mean, in every way you could think, every way. But I think you'd really like it. And I came down for a week. I stayed with him. I looked at 6 different condos and I bought one. And that's it. And I moved.
Hell yeah.
I love it. I love it down here.
Are you still in the restaurant business?
No, I did 20 years in that business. I did it from 1995 to 2015. And then, my partners and I just wanted to get out. Enough was enough. And then in all honesty, I kind of coasted for a few years. I just enjoyed New York City. And then, of course, COVID happened. Yeah. And that really destroyed New York. It hurt us very badly. Yeah. And when COVID started to die down a little bit, that was when I started thinking about other places to go. Where else could I go? And long story short, I have some metal inside my body. I've had a couple of surgeries. So when the cold really becomes bitter cold, it hurts my body. So I made a promise to myself that I was going to live in a warm weather environment. And I did. And I do.
The warm weather doesn't heat the metal up and make it hurt?
No, not at all.
It heats it up and makes it grow.
No, yeah, I wish it was there. But no, it's good for the muscles. Plus, I have a pool and a hot tub now, and when I am sore or whatever, I can always jump in there and just it's in New York City, it's very stressful. It's a very tough, very fast, very stressful city. And as much as it's in my heart and my DNA, and it always will be, at the age of 54 at that point, because I'll be 59 in just a few weeks, I needed something different. I just needed just peace and tranquility, and I got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And I go back and visit my friends in New York whenever I want, whenever I feel like it. I got plenty of couches I can crash on for, a week if I want to go back. And I do. I go back at least twice a year, just not in the wintertime.
I was going to say, yeah, July and September.
Well, April, May.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or September, October, when it hasn't really gotten cold yet. Right. Because I remember you telling me earlier that where you are, it's like 60.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you. I could take a week of 60 degrees right now with no problem.
Right. We're only getting a couple of days of it. It was like 30 earlier.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's New England weather. We'll have like 360-degree days, and then it'll be 20 degrees. Everybody will catch pneumonia.
Yeah. The only thing about my area, Southern Florida, is that it does rain quite a bit, right? But it rains for 5 minutes, really, really hard, and the next thing you know, the sun's out. It is the strangest phenomenon I've ever seen. New York is not like that. New York, it can rain for 6, 8, 10, hours straight. But here it rains really hard for 5 minutes and then it's done. It's crazy.
Right.
And I love it.
So we actually did have a question come in on the chat from Mr. Haunted himself. He wants to know, who did Mason do magic tricks with? Mike Douglas or Merv?
Oh, no, it was Mike. I actually never did the Merv Griffin show. And that was a little bit of a hotly contested thing because Merv wanted me and asked my agent many times during his run for me to come on. But at that point in time, both Mike Douglas and Merv Griffin were syndicated talk shows, right? Mm-hmm. And in a lot of markets, they were actually up against each other. So out of loyalty and devotion to Mike, we said no to Merv, and he didn't like it. He actually took offense to it. That's what I was told anyway. Maybe he didn't give a shit. Who knows?
Right.
But I'm glad in a way because I really loved Mike. And so Mr. Haunted, the answer is Mike Douglas without a doubt. And the thing is because the producers of the Mike Douglas show knew that I loved magic as much as I did. When I would co-host for a week at a time, they would have some of the top magicians in the world come on the show to entertain me. That's cool for me because they knew how much I was in awe of that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
I wish somebody would have a magician entertain me.
Right.
And I still love magic, by the way. One of my favorite shows on television is the show Fool Us by Penn and Teller.
Oh,
I love that show. I love it. And as much as I love Penn and Teller, I actually like when they get fooled, because it's so hard to do with them. They're the best of the best. They know everything that's ever been done. And even though I know the principles of a lot of illusions and magic still to this day, I get fooled all the time. So I love watching it.
Do you have a favorite magician?
Oh, man. I'm a huge Copperfield fan, David Copperfield, although he's a little long in the tooth nowadays. Chris Angel is amazing. I love, as I said, I love Penn and Teller. I love their style of magic. But of the contemporary ones, I would say those are probably, I would say those are the guys. Although there's a guy, I don't know if you call him a magician or not, but he definitely is a card manipulator, let's say. I think his name is Jason Ladanier. He's very, very popular on Instagram. He's got hundreds of thousands of followers. And basically, he calls himself a card cheat. Okay. But what he does is magic principles working with cards. And I love him. I think he's so incredible to watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did we get a chance to see Siegfried and Roy when they were in Vegas?
No.
That's too bad.
No. And as a matter of fact, the last time I was in Vegas, which is about 8 years ago, I happened to be there the night that Penn and Teller was dark at the Rio. So I didn't get to see that show live either, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah. But I did work with Doug Henning. The late Doug Henning, who did the magic show on Broadway. I got to do a couple of talk shows with him, as well as a bunch of magicians back in the 70s on the Mike Douglas show. So, But I would say of the new guys that are out there, those are the guys I like to watch.
So what's the difference between a magician and an illusionist?
Illusions are the big stage illusions. Making the cats appear, making the women appear in boxes that are levitated, up in the air, cutting women in half. Those are considered to be illusionists. They're all magic, obviously. They're all part of the magic umbrella. But I will admit to you, I prefer close-up. I prefer the guys that do the sleight of hand with people literally sitting a foot away from them. Because to me, that's the real magic. When you're that good at misdirection and, verbally, engaging with people who are very close to you, sitting right on top of you, to me, that's much more entertaining than, making a tiger appear.
Definitely.
Yeah, to me it is.
I like when David Blaine used to do the little street magic stuff, and
I
he'd
love David.
have the carts pop up through the windows and stuff.
The
and
only problem with those shows is a lot of it is not real.
Yeah.
A lot of it is edited for television. A lot of it is camera angles. A lot of it is also people pretending to be an audience that really are not. They're actually in on the illusion.
Oh, break my
I
heart
hate to
now,
break
Mason.
that. Maybe I'm breaking the rule by saying that, you know. Maybe I'm breaking the magic code by telling you that. But yeah, you know, that's not as impressive to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
So, what was your very first commercial that you did, and how old were you?
4. I was 4. The very first commercial I ever did was for a company called Ivory Snow, and it was for laundry detergent. And originally, it was just a regional New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. But the reaction to the commercial was so huge when it came out, it ended up going nationally, right? But I was 4 years old. I had never been on a major audition before in my life. And there were about 800 kids that were at this cattle call, they call it, where they basically, you know, ring you in like cattle, right? And at the age of 4, we found out very quickly that I was able to memorize the script backwards and forwards. So that got me the job. So not only did I look younger than the age of 4, because I was a tiny little guy, right? But I had this precociousness about me and the ability to be really verbal at the age of 4. And I beat out 800 other kids. And that eventually led to a couple of other jobs. But then I got booked for Underwood Deviled Ham.
Mm-hmm.
And that was probably the single biggest job I've ever done. That commercial ran for 5 years. I won the Clio Award that year, which is like the Oscar, but for commercials. I won for Best Actor that year at the tender age of 7. So, yeah, but the first one was Ivory Snow laundry detergent.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
remember
deviled
the Ivory
ham,
Snow.
that shit's fucking gross, by the way.
Oh, can I tell you a story about that?
Absolutely.
I've never tasted it.
Okay, don't.
Don't.
Listen, I got paid. You know, I won a couple of awards. I made lots of money. I got lots of popularity. I didn't have to taste it.
Right. I'd rather eat Spam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Spam, actually. I like fried Spam.
Yep.
Yeah.
On an
It's
English
good.
muffin
You know,
with
cheese
mustard.
omelet, you mix it in. It's good.
You know, I just eat it on an English muffin with mustard.
Yeah. Yeah. But Underwood was very good to me. I ended up doing, I think I did 5 or 6 commercials for them over like a 2-year or 3-year span. But the main one, where I'm sitting at the dining table with what's supposed to be my family, right? That ran for like 5 years.
Hold on, that wasn't your
was good.
family?
No, it wasn't my real family.
Son of a bitch.
Right.
Ruining the magic.
I know, I'm ruining all of the illusions tonight, man. I hate it. Sorry, guys. They look like my family.
That's
A borgasmord.
a borgasmord, yep.
Oh, here's an interesting little piece of trivia. So the girl in the commercial with me that's supposed to be my sister with the little freckles on her face, she was actually first cousins with Mikey.
Oh, really?
The kid
Yes,
from Life
from
Cereal?
Life Cereal.
I was going to say, does she like it?
Hey,
no.
man.
She didn't like me. I don't know. I mean, I was only 6.5 when I met her. So, but Mikey's real name is John Gilchrist, right? And they're an Irish family from Long Island, and there's like 10 of them, and they were all actors. All the kids in the family all did some form of acting, commercials, TV, whatever it may be. And the funny thing is, I actually don't remember her name. I just knew that she was cousins with Mikey. So that's pretty cool.
Wow. That is cool.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to compete with Mikey for a commercial spot? No.
No.
He was Life Cereal, and pretty much that was it, right?
I mean, to the best of my knowledge, I think that's all he ever did.
Yeah.
But let me tell you something. That's a hell of a fucking commercial to do.
Right?
And to still be remembered to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing. Like the Oscar Mayer kid. I know him. His name is Andy, right? That is a huge, huge commercial to have done, right? Like a lot of different television networks and cable networks have done over the years. They've done like the best commercials of all time, right? And it's either me, Mikey, or Oscar. It's like we go back and forth, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I got to be honest with you. If I'm number 3 on that list, I'm okay with that because those two guys are amazing and they're good guys. So I'm okay with that.
Right. So you should do a Reese's commercial. You get the perfect name for it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. For years, many years ago, Reese's had a campaign. And the slogan of the campaign was, "This is how I eat a Reese's," right?
Yeah.
So I thought if I had an agent at that point, why not have Mason Reese come on and tell you how he eats a Reese's? But I didn't have an agent. So,
well, for all of you listening
out there,
I was just going to say, if you're
the
listening
Hershey
out
company,
there,
it's the Hershey company. They own
Right?
Reese's.
Yes.
Right.
There you go.
And Mason gets a lifetime supply of Reese's, and he's going to ship 50% to me.
Oh, I don't want them. Believe me, I'm already.
Oh, ship them all to me then.
Okay.
I'm already fat enough as it is. Believe me.
All right. So
Wow.
now I need to know how you do eat a Reese's.
Uh-oh. He doesn't.
I take the ridges off first, which just leaves like the inside chocolate. And then I peel off the layers of chocolate until it's just the peanut butter on the inside. And then I eat that last.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like eating an Oreo.
Yeah, I dissect it. I just dissect
it. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
And I love Reese's. Like I'm addicted to them. Like M&M Reese's peanut butter, like the little M&M, not M&Ms, but Reese's Pieces with the the peanut butter. The best.
Yep. I have to say I agree with you on that. I'm addicted to Reese's. Even their takeoffs, like the Reese's footballs and the Christmas trees. Oh my God! I think
we're on Christmas eggs, or not Christmas Easter
we're
eggs.
on Easter eggs.
I love Easter eggs.
My wife brought me home like 6 of them tonight. She's like, I know you ran out.
I mean, they literally are, I think, the best candy bar made ever to me. But I love peanut butter. I'm a huge peanut butter lover. So,
all right, how about this?
I know Frank.
Frank Hemingway.
Hi, Frank.
Is pineapple allowed on pizza?
No.
Isn't that Jeff's question?
I'm sorry.
okay.
I had to find out. I actually had it written down tonight.
Who asked that? Someone asked that?
Oh, no. It's
Jeremy.
just a list of questions I had for you.
Oh
I
my
was
God,
wondering
no.
in my head why I wrote it down.
Cheese,
Must because I was channeling.
Pepperoni, sausage.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is from a lifetime diehard New Yorker. No.
Wait, wow.
Hawaiian
I do
pizza is
sausage,
ridiculous.
onion, and black olives.
I don't know how Leo keeps up with all this stuff.
No, maybe ground beef. Maybe if you want to add ground, no.
We did have a question come in, a ton of comments, but Gary wants to know, do you eat the chocolate coating off a ho-ho before the cake part?
I don't know if I've ever had a ho-ho. I'm
Just
not
a
sure
ho?
I've ever had one.
Just one.
Just one.
No, I'm serious. I don't think I've ever had a ho-ho. A ring ding, I think I've had. But not a ho-ho. I don't think I have, no.
Wow. There was like,
Is that weird? I don't know.
there was like 12 comments that came in. It was just like, brrr. I was like, oh shit, I can't keep up. Sorry, guys.
You got some weird watchers here.
Oh, we do.
Well, they're all your friends.
No, that person was not my friend. Oh, I know who that is. Pineapple mushroom. Oh, that's disgusting, man. Come on.
Frank.
Yeah,
Deviled ham is better
What
than
is that?
pineapple pizza.
I would eat deviled ham before I would eat pineapple pizza. How about deviled ham on pizza?
It might make it better.
That's really gross.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And by the way, not that I wouldn't love to do a commercial for deviled ham. I would love it if they hired me. but I don't think they do advertising anymore. So
Does it even exist?
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
it does.
yeah.
It does.
It
It
does.
still exists.
yeah, it does. You can go to certain bodegas and grocery stores and find it.
Huh.
He still eats it.
Okay.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Right?
And you're still alive
No.
to talk about it.
Try spam.
It's all your fault, Mason. You got
It is. That's okay.
So, I mean,
I know
I know it's out there and it's been talked about. How many commercials
Am I allowed to?
Oh, absolutely.
do they sponsor you? Oh
Oh.
shit! Then you now they might.
No, I wish. Product placement right here.
Right.
Yeah.
How many commercials have you appeared in over the years?
I did 75 different commercials over the years. Most of them were national.
Mhm.
Not all of them ran for 5 years. They
Right.
might have only run for one cycle, 13 weeks, 26 weeks, something like that. But I did 75. Not for all different products either. Like Underwood, I did 6. Dunkin Donuts, I did 2 or 3. So, yeah.
What was the strangest commercial you ever did?
I don't know about strange, but I can tell you about the hardest one I ever did.
Okay, that works.
There was a Broadway show back in the day called Beatlemania.
Yep, I
It
saw
was
it.
on Broadway, right? So, first of all, we shot this commercial like around midnight because it had to look like it was nighttime, right? But we got a late start. So, number one, we shot it outside in front of the theater, and it was late at night. It was cold, and I had to walk backwards and talk to the camera like that. But I had to walk backwards, and I had to go through a doorway that I couldn't see because it was behind me. And I must have done 20, 30, 40 takes of that, just basically smashing into the door. So that might have been the most difficult commercial I ever had to do just because of the conditions.
Right.
The commercial itself was easy, but the conditions were difficult. So
Nighttime walking backwards through a door that was closed?
okay, I'll answer that one. The top hat that I wore on the cover of TV Guide.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have one right in front of me to show you. That top hat is actually at the Hollywood Museum in Hollywood, California,
Mhm.
along with a original TV Guide cover as well. And it's in a nice display case, and that's pretty cool.
Right. I
They
mean,
told me I could always have it back when I want it, if I ever want it back. So but no, I'm proud that it's on display there. I think it's great.
I mean, what an honor just to be on the cover of TV Guide.
Oh, for real.
It's amazing, and I believe. Okay, so up until that time in 1972, maybe it's changed since then, right? But up until that point in time, no one had ever graced the cover of TV Guide that was not on a currently running TV show, a movie that had been out, or on a soap opera of some kind, right?
Right.
I was the only person that had not been associated with any of those things to ever have been on the cover.
No, you were the guy that interrupted everybody's TV shows.
Proudly.
That's when I knew to get more food.
Right.
Yeah. But you know what though? Even though the young people may have wanted to skip the commercials, the mothers and the grandmothers loved me.
Oh, absolutely.
bet.
They loved me.
Well,
Maybe
back
the
in
kids
day,
didn't
those
like me so
commercials
much
were
because
great.
I was interrupting their program. But the women that were home during the day, like Mike Douglas, or the commercials that aired during the day, they loved me. And I used to get a lot of wonderful fan mail from them. So
Oh,
Well, the
that's
commercials back then were way different than they are today.
much more creative, more fun.
Yeah.
Just
More
not so.
product
So what?
based. They were product based. Today I watch commercial. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, anybody know what this is for?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate. The only commercials I really enjoy watching are during the Super Bowl nowadays. I love them because they're fun. They're fun.
Yeah.
But basically, no, there's nothing out there today that compares. I agree.
No, not at all.
No.
Not even close.
And listen, I was hired by ABC to do a pilot for a sitcom based on that. And I got to do a lot of amazing talk shows and guest appearances on things. So commercials really, they catapulted my life. So I can't say too many bad things about commercials.
You should just make a TV show that is a commercial.
Okay. The way I pronounced it was borgasmord.
Yes.
Now, if you'd like, I can tell you the story behind that.
Please
Yeah.
do, because it cracks me up.
Yeah. So Andy Doyle, who is the director of that commercial, wanted me to mispronounce the word smorgasbord. Okay. And at the age of 6.5, I was very proud, and I was a little stubborn. I was a child, but I was a smart child. And I said, Andy, I don't want to mispronounce the word. I know the word is smorgasbord. I don't want everyone in the world to think that I don't know the real word, right? So he sat down with a yellow pad of paper and put down about 30 different mispronunciations of the word smorgasbord. And I picked borgasmord. And he looked at me and he goes, Mason, you're not going to believe this. I said, what, Andy? What? He goes, borgasmord is smorgasbord in Swedish. It wasn't. The word is smorgasbord. That's the Swedish word, right? But he got one over on me, right?
Okay.
Listen, that commercial would never have been as iconic if I had said it right. So
True.
Andy Doyle, in his infinite wisdom and knowing how to get one over on a 6-year-old, it's all him. It's all him.
So I do want to ask you, being a child actor back then, how was that? How was that like? I mean, we've heard stories all the way through like 80s, 90s, 2000s of child actors, and it's always different. But you're talking 70s
into the early 80s.
Into the 80s. I mean, how was it being a child actor then?
Well, okay. So my rise into popularity was fairly meteoric, right? Yeah, I did a couple of commercials when I was 4, another, 1 or 2 when I was 5 or 6, but then Deviled Ham caught on, right? And then Mike Douglas basically discovered me. I actually did one show. I did the Dick Cavett show, and that brought in a lot of popularity. And then Mike Douglas basically got a hold of me at that point, right? And that's what catapulted my career. So by the age of 7 years old, I was getting mobbed. I mean, I was literally getting grabbed and molested, literally, by people on the streets of New York. Or Mike Douglas used to tape out of Philadelphia, right? KYW in Philadelphia. And I mean, literally, there would be thousands of people at the backstage door that wanted a piece of me. Women wanted me to bless their children. This is no bullshit. I swear to God. Women wanted me to literally bless their children. Women used to come up to me and ask me for pieces of my hair so they could send it to Clairol to get a color match of my hair. I had women write to me that tell me that they had twins and they named one of their children Mason and the other one Reese, right? It was really almost incomprehensible to me at that age.
Right.
And I would often say to my mom and dad, but I'm just being me. I'm just being me. What am I doing that's so special, right? But there was something about that time in the world that maybe look, sound, style. A lot of people honestly thought that I was a 45-year-old midget pretending to be a 7-year-old because they had never seen a child talk like that.
Right.
And literally have no filter and just come out with the wild, statements that I made. And the beautiful thing about the Mike Douglas show was they never edited anything out. They let it go. It wasn't live on the air, but they never edited me. They never said to me backstage or before a show, don't say that. Never. They just let me roll with whatever stream of consciousness thing I had to talk about, right? So I'm very thankful for that. But the answer to the question is, hi, Amy. My new friend, Amy Makepeace. How are you?
Actually, yes.
Yes, we just became friends on Facebook.
Oh, awesome.
Haven't met her yet. I'm sure sometime I will, but haven't met her
I'm still
yet.
waiting.
Oh, really? Oh, I thought for sure you had. Okay.
No, not yet.
Yeah, the bottom line is it was an anathema. I could not really understand it. It was overwhelming, but at the same time, every actor, whether they want to admit it or not, wants that pat on the back, wants to be told that they're appreciated and that they're loved and that they did a good job at something, right? So even to this day, 50 years later, when someone comes up to me and says, you're a part of my childhood, you're a part of my growing up, you're in my living room every day of my life, that might be the greatest thing that anyone could ever say.
Maybe that's what happened to me.
What? Yeah. Too much deviled ham?
Yeah.
I do have to say something real quick. I mean, we've had people tune in to many different shows from all over the world.
Yeah.
But never have I had somebody say hello from Saigon.
Oh, hey, Soren. How are you? He's another Facebook friend. We've never met.
You know what?
Jesus Christ, you got a lot of friends.
We talk on Facebook Messenger all the time.
It's all good, but
that's cool.
And he's constantly inviting me to come down there and stay with him and check out Saigon and
You should.
That's totally cool.
Yeah.
Totally cool.
No, and it's funny because I get a lot of people. Hey, Paul. Another person I know. I think I have met Paul. Yeah. I actually think I might have met him at Schiller Theater.
Okay.
When I did a signing there. Okay, I'm
this dude with my cereal on Saturday mornings.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. If you're of a certain age, right? And what are we considered? Baby boomers? No, are we Gen X? What are we?
I'm Gen X.
I don't know. My parents always told me I was an oops.
Oops.
I didn't know if that was.
That very well could be the case. Okay, so I'm 1965. I think that's the first year of Gen X. I think.
Yeah, I'm 63, and I know that baby boomers went up to 64.
Yeah,
so I'm on the tail end of the baby boomers.
Yeah.
I
was 72, so you were already acting.
Right. Yeah, that was 72. Might have been the biggest year I ever had. Really,
You're welcome.
Yes, Paul, you are friends with May Pang. That's right, and you made me a shirt. That is correct. Thank you.
We are on the cusp.
Wow, people are really writing some nice things. This is very cool.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we're live and people can just come in.
That's the beauty of it. It allows people like, the gentleman from Saigon to be able to interact, or, anywhere in the world, if they've got a question or a comment they want to put in. And yeah, I mean, the downside is it's not edited. So if something goes boom, we don't have to worry. It's you that gets the call from the agent.
I mentioned to you guys right before we started that I'm working on a podcast, right?
Right,
yes.
right.
And I have an idea for it. But I was thinking originally, but maybe I'm changing my mind right now, that I was thinking to tape the show and then edit it and package it, right? But I kind of like the fact that people are able to come in whenever they want and comment as they want. And you couldn't do that the way I wanted to do it, right?
Yeah.
But have you ever had any guests that were afraid of this?
Well, now here's the thing. So I put the chats up on the screen. Us four and the people in the chat can see the chats, but we've had guests on where people, not many people, but like a person would try to attack something they said. And our producer, who's not here right now, I'm still pretty quick though. There's 3 buttons that I can hit, which automatically deletes that chat and bans them from the chat room.
Got
So
it.
we keep it so that the guest is safe, they feel safe,
Yeah.
and they want to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's why I said
if
backstage.
you're not talking, we're boring.
Yeah,
No, you know,
very.
the only reason I ask that is because I think intrinsically,
Yeah.
even though actors and performers are show-offs, right?
Some.
Well, I mean, we all like to show off when we're
Right.
working anyway, right?
Well, right.
But the point is, I think a lot of them are really very shy people in their own personal lives, in their own, human nature of us, right?
Right. Right.
And there are people that are also insecure as well as shy, right? And I was wondering if any of that, like showing up in front of them, may be too much for them, to handle. So
I don't think in the 5 years that we've been doing this that we've ever had anybody that was taken
because
back.
it's like sitting in your living room and you're just chatting with people because you
Yeah,
don't see
I know.
you don't see an audience. You don't
yeah,
see
but there are a lot of people who in my line of work and in the world we live in who don't really like to let people in too close.
Well, right.
You know?
And that's, and I'll say that right now, this type of show is not for them because, let's be realistic. We can go out there and we can find 500, 1,000, 10,000 interviews with Mason Reese.
Yeah.
But, hey, we wanted to know, or Jeff wanted to know how you ate your Reese's.
Yeah, that was actually an interesting way of eating Reese's.
So
Thank you.
that's the type of show that we like to have is we want to know more about the person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And a lot of our guests are very receptive to that because they don't get asked those questions.
Right.
They get asked the same questions over and over.
And
It's very formulaic. Yes.
Yeah. And it becomes very repetitive to them to the point where they're like, well, I'll just answer. Well, wait a minute. You didn't even ask me that. It's like, no, we didn't. We asked you something totally different.
Right.
Oh, when we had.
But in their mind, they have scripted questions and scripted answers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Right.
So how long does it
We've
take
had
in the
people
morning to
on-
do your hair?
When I was young, I used to blow dry my hair a lot. Now I just towel dry it. I come out of the shower, I run, a towel over it, and that's it. So 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It just has that natural wave to it because
I need a haircut.
humidity.
It's getting really long. It's like getting down into my eyes. But I think I'm doing about 10 or 12 days for a haircut. So yeah.
So,
but my hair
And you're
grows
not-
like
And you
my
have
hair
zero
grows so
gray.
fast.
Zero fucking gray.
I
hate
know.
you.
I know, right?
No. There actually is, and all of this is white. Pretty
Oh,
much.
okay. Oh, so
It's-
yours started down below.
Way down below.
Not that far down. That's still fire engine red. But my hair has definitely gotten darker.
oh man. So
I
Frank
wish my
asked,
hair was a little bit
you
redder,
don't get
actually.
on a scripted show.
right.
How
Frank
often-
asked, how often will you be doing these chats? I'm not sure.
Who is he
Well,
asking, you or me?
Yeah, I
He's
mean, if you're
you
asking
about
us,
the podcast.
if you're asking us about that, Frank, every single one of our shows is live. There's always a chat. So if you like what you see, you never know who our guests are going to be. 1 week we have A-list actors. We could have comedians or musicians or somebody that committed murder that really didn't commit murder.
Well, some
Yeah.
kid who put commercials.
So some kid that interrupted your daily life every day
No,
in the 70s and 80s.
you guys had quite a good list of people in the video package that you guys have. I mean, it's very impressive.
We have a
It
lot of
was-
fun with them.
Yeah,
That's
it
all.
was a
It's
lot of
straight up
work.
fun.
It was a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that you have someone who actually books for you, right?
Yeah, me.
Oh, you. Oh, you're
Yeah.
you are the one that got in touch with me. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, it's been a lot of years, a lot of work. But one thing, and Jeff can attest to this. Jeff and I have known each other 38 years. We have our own gig going on with comic books and novels and TV series and animation and this show and being on the road. I don't share the guest's information with anybody,
including me.
including him.
And
But-
me, who has another podcast, and I would love
Yeah.
to get some of his guests on.
You know, I reach out to the guest for other people in the network, and if they say yes,
Right.
then I put them in touch. If they say no, I don't want to be in touch, I'll go through you, then I have to facilitate it.
Well, if I do get my podcast up and going, I'd be the booker too. So
Yeah.
Good, you'll
it's
have to
just-
have us on. We're a lot of fun.
you don't actually. The difference between my podcast and yours is mine actually does have a lane.
Oh, what lane would it be?
Not ours.
No,
Wow.
clearly not. No,
Not
mine
sure how I'm
has
supposed to.
mine has a
take
very
that.
unique and very distinct lane. So
And I'm
Oh,
not in that
God.
lane, am I?
no.
No, you're just outside it.
That's an answer to Amy right there. I'm going to be honest with you. I've done 3 autograph shows. I don't like doing them.
No?
It's
Really?
not for me.
No. Okay.
I'm going to be very honest.
Mhm.
I like people, but I don't tolerate them well.
Okay.
Okay?
Especially
It's
after
very,
like 5 hours.
It's very difficult for me to sit behind a table for 8 hours and be nice. It really is. And I'm being honest.
No,
It's-
that's yeah.
I'm not the most patient person, and I'm a very blunt person. And when I have done the shows, I've been lucky enough to have a handler with me sitting at the table, right?
Mhm.
So they can kind of be the bad cop to my good cop, you know, like, sorry guys, you know, we gotta move it on, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me. The last time I did Chiller in New Jersey, I actually got up and walked around half the day just to say hi to other, you know, people that were signing as well, right?
Yeah.
To me, that was a lot more fun. The other thing is, and I don't know how to put this without a level of arrogance, and I don't mean it that way. I don't need the money. Okay?
Right.
I'm not, you know, $100 bills are not coming out of my ass every 5 seconds, but I don't need the money. I'm comfortable. I'm okay. I don't theoretically have to work ever again if I didn't want to, right?
Right.
I do want to. I'd love to. And we can talk about this movie that I'm doing.
Yeah.
We can talk about that
We
later.
should get
Yeah,
to that.
I was going to bring that up.
Yeah, no problem. We got plenty of time. But I don't have to. It's a luxury that I have. Okay. So, you know, if I was making $80,000 a weekend, I would suck it up. But for the $3 or $4 grand cash that I'm making, whatever it is, $5 grand, whatever it may be, it's kind of a little bit of a torture for me. It's not something I'm good at. And I don't mean to sound like a prick, because I'm not. I'm really not.
Oh no.
And,
No, I
and
get it.
Amy's been asking me for a while now to do a show, you know, for her to work with her and do a show. And I mean, I'm not going to say, I'm never going to say never, but the answer is it's not me.
Yeah,
it's
not
not
right
something
now.
I enjoy doing.
So you actually sound a lot like Jeff and I. So when we go to shows and we're invited guests to shows, there's 2 of us.
Right.
And you can ask any celebrity guest that we've been affiliated with or any convention we've been affiliated with, we're never at the table.
Right.
They're
He'll
not.
be at the table. He'll be at the table, and then I'll be at the table. Then he'll be at the table. And if somebody needs a signature on something that we have, whoever's at the table, I need you for a signature.
Right.
And then they'll come back, we'll sign, and off the other one will go.
25% of the time, neither one of us are at the table.
Yeah. I actually had a little sign set made, you know, it says, "We'll be right back," or something, you know.
Right,
And
right.
The truth of the matter is, half the time I would just walk around and schmooze and, you know, and
Yeah.
And
We should
here's
make
the
a
thing,
sign.
though. Here's the thing. So even though I wasn't behind my table, I would still get approached in the hallways, you know, or the lobby, right? And people that wanted to take pictures with me or whatever, I would just do it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't ask for money.
Right.
Like,
Right.
well, do you want something for? No. Just take the picture. It's fine. Let's just do it. You know,
Right.
Because it
That's
wasn't
what
always
that's
about
how
that.
it should be. In my opinion, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Right.
But a lot of people, man, they make a lot of money at those things, and it's all about the cash. So
yeah, see, when it becomes all about the cash, then I think they've lost sight of what it really is about, and that's the fans. Because without the fans, people like us wouldn't be in situations that we're in.
no,
It's very simple.
we're nothing. We're nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
and it's a wonderful thing that fans can go to these conventions, you know, and meet the people they grew up with and that they, you know, idolized or loved or whatever. And it's a wonderful thing. But a lot of them, I have noticed, don't really want to talk. They just wanna, you know,
really...
give me my $40 and let me, you know, go.
Yeah.
Goodbye. You know.
Yep.
And that's not me. Like I'm not good at that either. You know, I don't want to be rude, but at the same time, I mean, I've had people literally stand in front of me for 30 minutes, just bop, 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 and then at the end they just walk away.
Yeah, we call those yakety yaks.
Well, tire kickers.
Yeah,
Tire kickers.
Yeah.
Or the ones that like to tell me about my career. Oh,
Right.
thank you. I didn't know that.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's like, oh, I didn't realize I did that commercial, or whatever. You know, yeah. I mean, I appreciate it, and it does mean a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But after 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of it, it's like my nerves are rattled. So,
Right.
Are you
And then you gotta
comfortable
do
and
it the
relaxed
next day.
doing this?
doing what this is, this is fun. This is
comfortable.
fun.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
This
It's
is easy.
relaxing. There's no pressure. There's no.
No, none
Just
whatsoever.
conversation.
And it's
Right.
an hour.
Well-
And it's an hour out of my life. I mean, it's
Right.
first of all,
Well,
I'm sitting
yeah.
in my own dining room, so
Right.
you know
Exactly.
how hard is it?
right. Well, it's going to be a little longer than an hour out of your life because we're coming up on 3 minutes to the hour, and we have to talk about
Oh, okay.
the movie.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You just signed to do a movie called Skate to Hell.
Yes,
Tell
which
us
is a
about
very
that.
funny name, and it's by this young writer-director, Sean C. Phillips, who has a hell of a resume on IMDb. I was majorly impressed. But anyway, he and his father evidently are big fans of mine. So his father literally contacted me the same way you did on Facebook Messenger, right?
Mhm.
And he said, listen, I'm really sorry to reach out to you this way, but I didn't know how else to do it. You know, we would like you to consider being in a new film that we're doing. And when he told me that I got to play the devil, I loved it.
Ooh.
I said, ooh,
Oh.
that's interesting. I kind of like that.
Everybody,
You know,
everybody loves playing a bad guy.
I get to play the devil in human form, thankfully. So I won't have to wear any prosthetics and things like that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think I will too. And it's going to be a couple of days of shooting in Las Vegas. I'm actually traveling to Las Vegas on my birthday and then
nice.
shooting 2 days after my birthday. So that'll be a lot of fun. I really look forward to it.
Right.
It's,
Now,
it's kind of a comedy horror movie, which is Sean's genre. He likes to do that, you know. And the fact that I play the devil in human form is just a really funny concept for me. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I really
Well,
am.
But is there going to be deviled ham in the movie?
Not unless they endorse the movie.
Well, that's an interesting thing. That's very interesting. I wonder if Sean had thought
That could be
about that.
that could be funny as shit.
Yeah. I mean, that would be very cheeky, you know.
It would be. Yeah.
Very, very tongue-in-cheek, kind of like, you know, or maybe a Dunkin Donut or a little Dunkin Munchkin or something, you know, sitting on top of the table. Yeah, that's very interesting. Well, hello, Nicole. Nicole is one of the producers of the movie,
Oh, cool.
No.
who I haven't met yet, but we've communicated via email. I look forward to meeting her. I think she's also acting in the film too, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it's a low budget indie, but you know, the way I look at it, number one, I get to dust off my chops and get back to work.
Right.
I get to work with some fun people who obviously enjoy my work, which is great. And I just think it's going to be a blast. I really do.
It
About
sounds
7 years ago, I co-produced and helped to create a comedy called Life Interrupted. I don't know if any of you guys saw it. We had a bunch of really cool people in it. Don Wells, the wonderful late great Don Wells was in it. Allison Arngrim, who you've worked with, played my ex-wife in the show. Robbie Rist, cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch, was in the show as well. As Michael Learned, the mother from the Waltons, was in our show, and Erin Murphy, who played Little Tabitha on Bewitched. She was also in the show as well. And we shot it in California, and I saw it. Yeah, a lot of people saw it. We put it up on YouTube, got a lot of great response. Unfortunately, we weren't able to sell the show. But just getting to work with people, getting to bounce ideas with people, getting to be creative is what I'm all about. So it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
great. It's fantastic.
I will say real quick to Nicole and who's the other gentleman? Sean
C. Phillips is the director.
So if they're interested in coming on the show, on this show and promoting it when it gets closer to either filming or when it's released, just reach out to me because we always bring indie people on this show.
We love the indie shit. Yeah.
We love indies. We love it, love it, love it. As a matter of fact, the entire month of May is going to be Indie Creators Month for us.
Nice.
No big superstars, no big super musicians, you know, it's all about independent for the entire month.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah.
Grassroots.
You know, but I'm just saying, once the film is out, even if it's in the summer or the fall, and they want to promote it, just reach out to me.
I actually have no idea when they plan on releasing it at this point. I just know that I'm shooting April 13th and 14th. That's all I know.
Now, do you get to wear horns?
I do not.
You don't get to wear horns?
Well, I can't discuss obviously too much about it, but suffice it to say, the devil has to come up to earth to rescue his son. But he realizes that he's too scary looking as the devil. So he wants someone who's very, easygoing, not threatening. Someone who looks like a nice person.
And they picked you?
And they picked me. Little do they know. Oh, there you go. They just said yes.
Oh, yeah.
Nicole just said yes. So there you go.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's great. So, yeah, they want someone who is non-threatening, who looks sweet and fun and nice. But in reality, I'm the devil.
Okay.
All right.
So as far as I'm concerned, it's typecasting as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Sounds like a fun flick, actually, yeah.
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a really cool flick.
I think so.
I think somebody made a comment that the devil's name should be Underwood, which I thought.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh. Nicole, if you're listening, that's interesting.
I think you got to reach. I think you got to reach out to them. Yeah,
there you go. Name should be Underwood. That's
right.
actually another very tongue-in-cheek kind of reference. The young people today, it's gonna, whatever, but that's okay.
Right,
that's okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I actually
like a Hobbit
don't know my character's name yet at this point. So that's it.
So, but we'll just say, if you want to find out what his character's name is, folks, make sure you keep an eye on his pages, which, funny enough, all Mason's information is in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. In the podcast, it'd probably be on the left or the right. I don't know. Leo puts the stuff there. He's not here to explain it.
I'm in the bottom right corner.
No, actually, the show notes are all about you, Mason.
Oh.
With the exception of our links and the production links, and of course, our management links, which would be Amy Makepeace and her amazing talents.
Yeah. So that's great. That's great.
But yeah, so like I said, we promised we would only keep you for about an hour. We're a little over that. Jeremy.
Final question.
Final question for the guest.
All
right, hold on. Let me make
sure.
Well,
Jeremy's final, and then Jeff gets one.
Okay.
Would you rather fight a bear or a swarm of bees?
Ooh. You know, I've never been stung by a bee. And
Never.
I've always been really afraid that I might be allergic to them because I've never had a react. I've never been stung. Wow, that's a
You should
really
try it out. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not.
Oh, fuck that.
Although not to get morbid, I've had a lot of pain in my life. I've experienced a lot of physical pain, so I don't think a bee sting would do very much for me. But I would have to say a bear because it'd be over quick. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I'd feel too much pain.
Oh, I figured it was going to be over quick because you were just going to kick his ass.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
It'd be a baby bear.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
He'll make friends with it.
I was just going to say they'd be snuggling and hibernating.
Right? Right.
I would show
Deviled ham.
Yes.
Since Jaja stole my pizza question.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You had the same question?
A weird one, but I'm curious. I usually ask about cats and dogs, but I'm not going to do that because I know you have a dog, so you're a dog guy, obviously.
Yes. I've owned cats before.
Okay.
I have, and I love them. They're great, but I'm a dog guy.
Okay. So my question to you is, if you were going to have something running around in your yard that lives where you live, would you prefer a squirrel, a chipmunk, or a rabbit?
Oh. Well, since I grew up in New York City, in Manhattan, I would have to say a squirrel.
Okay.
What squirrel? Yeah.
Now I live in a kind of a quiet area, and I live right off a golf course.
So you have gators.
Typical of Florida. And I see squirrels running up and down the trees all the time, right outside my front door. So I like squirrels.
Okay, cool.
I don't feed them. I don't do that.
No.
But I've always liked squirrels. I've always thought they were adorable.
Cool.
That's an interesting question. Wow. I like that.
So I'm going to ask the last question of the show before I close this out.
Yeah.
And this is usually the producer's question, and that's why I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
What does Mason Reese dork out about? So, for instance, we've had a guest on that basically did research on sunken vessels. And some people dork out about, geology or astronomy. What does Mason dork out about?
None of that kind of stuff. We briefly talked earlier about magic.
Mm-hmm.
I was very much into that. I don't have a lot of hobbies either, believe it or not. I shoot pool. I like to go shoot pool.
Okay.
I enjoy that. But music is a major theme that runs through my life. I used to play drums in an R&B soul band back in New York City.
Wow.
We were called Just Us with Mason Reese, but we were actually at one point called Reese's Pieces.
That's catchy. I like that.
Yeah, it was good. And we played a lot of Motown, soul, R&B, Marvin Gaye, James Brown, Sly Stone, stuff like that. And I'm actually a pretty funky white boy. I'm actually very funky. So I think music is my dorkiness. There are bands there was a band called Tower of Power. Mm-hmm. I don't know if any of you are familiar with them.
Yep.
They're a soul band, been around about 50 years now. I've literally seen them over 50 times.
Wow.
Okay.
So, if you want to call that dorking out, I guess.
Everybody's got their things.
I mean, that would be about as close to it as I could possibly come. I'm also a big fan of old game shows.
Okay.
I love the Game Show Network. I love watching the old, classic game shows. Yeah, that's about it, really.
Excellent.
Yeah, I would say that would be my answer. It's not as interesting as astronomy and sunken ships, but Mason on drums. Yeah, I was a pretty good drummer in my day, actually.
And Frank actually put the YouTube link there, folks. So if you want to go back in the chat,
that is a clip of me and my old band playing at a club in New York City called the China Club, which was a very hugely popular club back in the 80s and 90s. And we played there a bunch of times. So we always had
Excellent.
Yeah.
But we're
So
not going
you're
to keep.
actually a good drum player.
I was pretty good.
That's good.
I was pretty good. As a matter of fact, the greatest compliment I ever got, and from a musician's point of view, this is really big. A guy came up to me after a show, and he goes, "Man, you play like a fucking black guy." That's actually a real compliment. Trust me when I tell you that. You know, when I grew up listening to James Brown and Sly Stone and things like that, and those guys were as funky as it gets, and then for the guy to come up to me and say, "Man, you play like a black dude," I was, well, okay, that's a big compliment. So thank you.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. So on that note, folks, we have run over a little time here, and I promised Mason I wouldn't keep him too long because, he's
got a life.
He's got a life. So
Got a puppy dog.
He's got a puppy. He's got to walk the puppy. I mean, seriously.
Yeah. She's actually she's in her crate right now, and she's not barking, which is good. So that's good.
Right.
She's
so
very quiet.
We're gonna kick the show off here, and can kick it off. We're gonna close it off. I already kicked it off. Sorry. So Mason, where do you like to interact with your fans and friends on the socials?
The only one that I'm ever really active at all is Facebook. And I know that Facebook is, kind of old school or whatever, and I was doing Instagram and all the others. But the truth of the matter is that's the only one I really am active on. So if you ever want to come say hi, that's where I am.
There you go, folks. You can find him on the Facebook.
And if I ever do get my podcast up and going, obviously I'll have a website for that, and, all that kind of stuff. So
right. So pay attention. He's got something coming, folks. And
I do have a production company called Borgasmord Productions. So
well, there you go.
We produce Life Interrupted, that sitcom that I told you about. So I would assume that they would be the production company that kind of does the podcast too and works with whomever. So
right. So Jar Jar.
Oh, hey, check my show out on Tuesday nights called Splash Pages. We talk about comic books, all the news of comic books. It's usually Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, except for our producer, who is the same producer of this show, is buying a house. So this week it'll be on Thursday night. And hey, go check out Connecticut GamerCon if you're into anime and video games. April 6th and 7th at Mohegan Sun in Uncasville, Connecticut. I'll be there running the panels. It'll be a good time. I promise.
All right.
That's it. That's all I got.
Can I say one more thing?
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I regret that I never kept my comic books.
Let me tell you, I that's my geek out stuff. I still have boxes of them sitting right next to me.
Yeah, I mean, I had a bunch when I was a kid. I wasn't a collector, but I had a bunch. I don't think I ever had a Spider-Man 1 or anything like that, but I think I might have had, some pretty cool ones, starting in 1971, 72.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I never collected, never kept them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had thousands. My stepmother threw them away.
Yeah, I think my mom and dad ultimately just got rid of them as I got older.
And now they're all sitting in Jeremy's attic, folks.
Yeah, I had to start all over. I bought your collections.
Yeah.
I've been in Mad Magazine.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I think my name was Jason Fleece. That's what they called me, and they made me out to be this bratty little kid who bossed around the directors and bossed around his mother and all that kind of stuff. It was very cute. It was very funny.
Excellent. Jeffrey.
Yes. Oh, it's my turn.
Somebody said nice hole in the wall cultivation shirt.
Yes, you like that? Yep.
Other side there.
Other side.
This side. I'm so confused. Yes. That's the fuck's this dude's name? Squeaky?
No. Mikey X.
Mikey X, that's right. Mikey X. Mikey X, meet the world. Anyway, go to stilltoking.com, find out everything you want to know about us. Probably some things you don't want to know about us. Well, the Talking with the Dead Facebook page. just kind of leave me out of it, go to those pages. You can look me up. Send me a friend request. I might accept it if I know who you are, but I probably won't. I'm not big on that. Sometimes, but not always. If you catch me in the right mood, like right now, I'm in the right mood. Actually, I just sent Mason a friend request. He probably won't accept that one.
I don't blame him.
No, most people don't.
he gave you the, we'll see.
Yeah, and a couple of weeks. I wasn't done. A couple of weeks we'll be.
Sorry.
We'll be in Boston at the Heinz for NECAN.
You mean next week?
Next week.
Oh, I thought you said
not this coming weekend. The
Yeah.
following weekend. Yes, we will be. I don't know what the dates are. It's March something or other.
It is March 22nd, 23rd.
23rd, right.
Right.
So that's where we'll be in Boston. Come check us out. Come see us. Come say hello. Because we always like to see people in face to face. Do we?
I don't know. Are you done?
Sometimes. Am I done?
Are you done?
Say hi, Mikey. Hi, Mikey.
Bye, Mikey. We want to thank Mason for taking time out of his day to come out and hang out with all of us. All the questions, comments. I mean, you guys were killing it tonight. Thank you so much. Like Jeff said, next weekend we're going to be at NECAN in Boston, but we'll also be at Sci-Fi Fantasy Expo in Essex Junction, Vermont. Just go to the Toking with the Dead Facebook page. Our tour is pinned right at the top. It changes constantly because, I don't even know where the hell we're going to be this year. We're going to be all over the place. Right, I'm just not doing 6,500 miles in a month.
Right. If anybody out there wants us at their show, you better reach out because we book up pretty quick.
Yes, we do. So, again, thank you to Mason for hanging out with us tonight. It was a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. We're out of here.
Peace.